Hello there, friends and neighbors. Now that we've got a general introduction to what spreadsheets are and how they can be used for essential arithmetic, I want to show you an example of how you can do the first application project for the logic unit. So I'm going to scroll down to the logic unit in our Math and Society class. And here's the logic unit. It's week 4, option B, unit 6B. So I'm clicking on that. And here is the page for our unit. I'm going to click on the application project. And the Excel computations is the first application project. I'm going to open that up. All right, so it says an important use of logic is creating spreadsheets. The purpose of this assignment is to set you up for the rest of the quarter. If you spend the time now to learn how to use spreadsheets, your life will be better. It's an essential skill in offices. We in offices assume that you know how to use spreadsheets, mostly Excel, and also it will make all your math a lot easier for the rest of this quarter. Which is why I've got an exercise. I require here 7 exercises. One from Unit 1, which was problem-solving review. One from Unit 2, ethnomathematics. A growth models exercise, a voting exercise, apportionment, financial exercise, and statistical exercise. One thing you'll notice is that if you actually read the units that I already shared with you, there are typically spreadsheets in there already. That's a hint. A resourceful person can find those and steal those, basically, and find some way to backwards engineer it. So that's one trick you can use to do this assignment. I'm going to do something from scratch, though. So here I've got an example. You're driving in Canada, and you're told you can go 100 kilometers an hour, and that sounds like a lot. So yeah, but how long will it take me to drive 30 miles? That's a conversion exercise. So let's set that up. If I wanted to convert, let's say, convert from I'm trying to think if I actually like this idea. I don't like this idea. Okay, I'll do it. I'm going to continue with it. Let's see. I've got kilometers, km per hour, and that's set at 100. So I'm writing a word here for my reference so I can see it. It's kilometers per hour, and then I've got the value of 100. That's the speed limit. And I've got distance, miles, which is 30. Okay. So if I want to determine time, I'm going to need to first convert miles into kilometers. Okay? And so I'm going to need a formula in here and a formula in here. Now I don't know how many kilometers are in a mile, so I'm going to need to convert that. Go to the internet, go to my favorite search engine, I don't know, Google, I guess. And I want to know kilometers or miles to kilometers. Miles to kilometers. There we go. And 1 mile equals 1.6093 kilometers. I'm going to double click on that, copy it, go back to my spreadsheet, and simply paste it there. So this is the conversion. I'll write it as a note. Okay, so 1 mile equals this many kilometers. Okay. And that's a note for my convenience. What I'm going to do now is, for every mile, I have that many kilometers, so I'm going to say equals, click on the variable for miles, multiply times the value for kilometers. And now I've converted it to 48.2 kilometers. Okay. Now, the last thing I need to do is divide to get the time. So time is kilometers divided by kilometers per hour. And the reason that works is the miles will be in the denominator, and that cancels out. I'm sorry, kilometers will be in the denominator, and that will cancel out. So, I say equals kilometers divided by kilometers per hour. So kilometers cancels out, and I'm left with miles, with hours. And then I hit enter, and it's 0.48 hours. Well, that's not that useful. So this is, I'll call this time in hours. How long is that in minutes? Time in minutes. Well, I can multiply this number times 60 to tell me how many minutes it is. And it's 28.9 minutes. Okay. So this is great because now if I want to know what happens if it's 80 kilometers an hour, I change that. Now it gives me 36 minutes. I'm going to highlight this in yellow for my convenience. Let's say I want to now go 100 miles at 80 kilometers an hour. Boom, it takes me 120 minutes, aka 2-point-something hours. And that's an example. It's actually done. I say File, Save as maybe, give it a quick